Okay, so it is Monday, February 24th, and if you are in the law school world, you know that that means it is the day before the bar exam. Um, as you can tell, why I look so crazy right now is I have been studying like a madman for like the last 3, 4 months, and obviously my appearance is taking a little hit. That's okay. Um, I wanted to document this whole time in my life because I don't plan on ever revisiting this again. And it's super exciting because I've been working for this forever and it feels not literally, it feels like forever. But honestly, like throughout law school and everything, like when I graduated law school, it felt good, but it was always like the bar exam, the bar exam. That's like the real test of everything and of like what you learned in law school and everything and what you're capable of. So, law school, it's fun to graduate. I have my Juris Doctor, but it's kind of, I don't want to say worthless, but I can't do anything with it, you know what I mean? Unless like I pass the bar. So, this is going to be the ultimate final exam of law school. So, I wanted to make sure I documented this and for anyone who is curious about it also. And because my mind's going a little crazy today and I needed something else to focus on too. So that's what it is. So today I'm having a good breakfast right now, just eggs and toast, and I'm going to do some multiple choice. So after speaking with the Kaplan people, I did take um, the Kaplan bar prep class, and they suggested that you continue like the couple days before is that you kind of like slow down, don't try to learn any new material, and that you keep doing like multiple choice and essay review, just like passive learning, just to kind of keep your mind just ready, you know. So I'm gonna get to that and I will check in with you guys in a bit.
Okay, just for anyone watching, if you guys have not checked out Adaptabar yet, I would definitely check this out. It's really cool because it gives you like your average performance, your state's performance. Sometimes like in the beginning, this can get a little discouraging. Like maybe if you're not like up to par, I guess you'd say, but it lets you know like how the rest of everyone else that is currently using this is doing, and then it lets you know your time, the average time that it's taking people, what you should technically be answering it in, things like that. And then also like what percentage of like people chose this answer. So that's pretty cool. And then it lets you know, like, when you've taken these questions before, like, how you did on it. Like, did you get it right? Things like that. And then also, one thing I really like about this too is that even when you get like a wrong answer, like, obviously I got this one right, but it explains to you why each answer is wrong. So it's called Adaptabar. And my school has had me, had this purchase since like almost a year ago. So I've just been practicing all along. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that they do have licenses to all of the, like the bar questions. So it's like older ones. So they put them in here. So these are actually very, very, very close to, if not exactly like what the bar questions would be like. And so it gets you used to the format and everything. So if you guys have not checked this out yet, I would definitely look into it. And it is called Adaptabar.
Okay, so sorry for this odd lighting, but like I have my desk lamp on, so it's a little orangey-ish looking, so I'll just kind of turn like this. Um, so right now it is about 3:52 in the afternoon, and I'm waiting for my husband to get out of work because then we are going to head up to Buffalo for the exam, and I'm feeling okay. I think that the more that today has gone by, like the more I've gotten like super amped for the exam to start, and like it's like I told my friend earlier, I was like, it's a hurry up and wait kind of thing. We spent the last 4+ months, actually like even longer than that because we've been in law school prepping for it, but it's like a hurry up and wait kind of thing. So we've been practicing and studying all this time, and then that time for us to show what we can do is tomorrow, and it's like dragging. So right now I'm just doing some issue spotting on essays still. I packed my bags to go to Buffalo, and this even, I've kind of been working on all this stuff too. Just like issue spotting essays and making sure I have all that down. And once my husband gets out, I'm going to go through my checklist and make sure that I have everything on the list that I need for the exam, like my laptop, the charger. I found after rereading it that you're not allowed to bring wireless mouses, so I'm going to have to use the mouse pad on it. It's just kind of unfortunate, but it's whatever. Luckily, the multiple choice is handwritten, so that's nice. I prefer it. I know a lot of people that don't, but personally, like, I don't know. I like marking on my questions. It helps me to understand a lot better. Mentally, I'm a little, I think that the more you start going through stuff, the more you start remembering like that you don't know everything perfectly as you would like. And honestly, it's a lot of information and the law is very vast. So everyone that knows, like, I think you could what if yourself to death about what it is that you don't know, what it is that you do know. I think right now is to kind of just hone in on what you know that you know, and everything else, you know, just kind of let it go and don't focus on what you don't. I think the best analogy that I've heard so far is that the bar exam is like a piñata grab, where when you break a piñata, like you're going to grab as much as you can and just kind of lay it out there. So that's kind of what I'm planning on doing right now. I don't know what we're going to do the rest of the night. It is about an hour and a half drive to Buffalo from where we live. So hopefully get out of here around like 4:30, get up there around like 6:30 at the latest, and go to dinner, have a couple glasses of wine, calm the F down, and wake up, maybe work out. I don't know. I might run. Running usually like calms my nerves and it gets like my mental like juices flowing. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. So check in with you guys a little later, probably on our way to Buffalo. Okay, good morning. I am heading down to the gym right now. Get a quick run in, and then I'm gonna get some breakfast, and then I'm gonna get ready for the test. But I am feeling good. I'm so pumped right now. I'm so excited today's Wednesday. Okay, so time back in, right? So I realized that I had filmed before I left for the bar exam, and then I didn't film anything during or after. A lot of the reason why I didn't film during, so it is actually a few days after, actually more than a few days after I finished my test. And so the reason why it was really hard to film anything for that matter was because like I guess I didn't really feel like there was like a lot to see. When we first got to Buffalo, we checked into the hotel, hung out, and honestly, I was so like tired at that point that I was just like, I'm ready to go to bed. So I went to bed. And then I ended up waking up at like 2:30 in the morning, which of course, like I guess that's like better than, you know, not being able to fall asleep like right off the bat, but I found it difficult to go back to sleep. But what I did is I tried to stay as close to my regular schedule as possible to kind of just like, because what I would do when I was home studying was I would wake up, go to the gym usually, and then, sorry, I'm so itchy. Like the weather is just changing and, you know, I just got done with the gym, so I'm kind of just whatever. So if I'm like itching, I really apologize. My hair is like crazy too. Wow, I look like Minnie Mouse. So anyways, so I try to stay as close to my schedule as possible because I didn't want to make the bar exam like a thing. Yes, it's a big thing, but I didn't want to make it a thing. You know what I mean? Because in your mind, once you make something a thing, then you start freaking out and being like, okay, well, I need to like do all these things, and you start working yourself up. But if you treat it just like another like normal day, you're just going to go about it because I've already been studying for months for this, and I'm just going to treat it like a normal study day and just kind of keep that mindset, right? So I don't let my nerves get a hold of my head. So I woke up around like 5 that day, 5:15, 5:20. And then I went to the gym at the hotel. So I ran a little bit, kind of like got my muscles going, woke myself up, got my brain going, grabbed some breakfast, which I will admit that my hunger was zilch, and it wasn't like a stress I'm not hungry. It's literally I'm just not hungry, and I'll eat like a little bit here and there, but my appetite was nothing. And honestly, like I didn't really want to eat a lot beforehand anyways, because I have this problem like where I get super sleepy like after I eat. I don't know what the heck it is. Like I've already been tested, like all the blood tests and everything, which I know I'm getting really off topic, but so case in point, I don't like to eat a lot when I have something big to do. So I had some oatmeal. I think I had like a few bites of fruit, and then I had my coffee, of course. I had my coffee early in the morning just in case, because like the way it is in there, like you already know that you're gonna be crunched for time. So I didn't want to risk doing it like drinking too much water, drinking too much coffee, and then having to take time away from the test because I needed to like go pee or something. Which TMI, but that's just the reality. Let's be honest. We all think about these things, right? Because any sort of like trip to the restroom is going to take away time like from your test, right? So I kept that in mind like when it came to liquids. And so then I got dressed. I did my makeup. I didn't go full on glam because, why? But I did put my makeup on because I was like, okay, I'm going to feel good. I'm going to look good. And I'm just going to go at it again like a normal day. So I got to the testing center, and as soon as I walked through the door, like I had my cell phone on me because my husband was going to be bringing me lunch. Like he brought me lunch both days, which because he's super amazing. And so he brought me lunch, and I needed to have my cell phone just in case like anything happened. So, and I knew that there was a place where we could leave our cell phone with people, or not with people, but like leave it like in a separate room for just personal belongings, which I was kind of surprised because they actually let people take notes like into the building itself, which I was like, whoa, that's just crazy. But there was like a side room in the convention center where we were able to leave things. So literally my phone was the only thing I had on it. As soon as I walked through the door, I was like, people were just like kind of like yelling, like it was like corralling cattle is what it felt like. They're like, no cell phones, no this, no mechanical pencils, no da 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 da, make sure you have your form of ID, and just just screaming. And I was like, I feel like this could have like been a lot more organized in the sense of like, why are you screaming? Like it's already just adding to the stress kind of thing, because you're like, whoa, this is like a lot. And I didn't expect that as soon as I walked through the door. So as soon as I, set my cell phone in the next room, walked up, and then we waited in line. They didn't wand us or anything, or like search like our person, but they did search our bag to make sure that the things that we were bringing into the exam were in compliance with everything. So they did check that. They gave us like a wristband that we had to keep on for both days, which was kind of really inconvenient given the fact that I worked out and I showered, you know what I mean? So it's going to get wet. And I was like, what if it falls off, So the first part of the test is the multi-practice exam. And I know I'm like this section of things going super long, but I want you guys to know kind of like what the whole process was, so you know what to expect. So at least for New York, UBE, the first day was Tuesday, and so on that morning, our first half was the MPT test, which is a multi-practice test. Now, this test is something that the bar prep courses should cover, given the fact that it is on the bar exam. I would assume that they would cover it. If they don't, and your state is one of the states that utilizes it, I would definitely check it out. I didn't spend like a super amount of time studying for this portion just because like everything that you need to know for this particular portion they give to you. So you don't need to know outside law. You don't need to know any sort of law, like because it's a fictitious jurisdiction. You just need to know how to read cases. You need to know how to put your thoughts into words. And so our situations were like as if our employer had given us, a task to complete, like our client is XY, they want to know this. This is a case law that your boss found. Figure it out, like what would your recommendation back to your boss be, and what would you say to the client, And then we had to develop for our second one. So in the 3-hour period, we had 2 of these ones to do. So each one should take an hour and a half to complete. So given the 3 hours, obviously there were people that finished early. I stayed until the end because like I wanted to make sure I proofread. And I did read somewhere that, you shouldn't leave early, that you should try to like make sure that all your thoughts are, that even punctuation can like annoy the grader, and so they might give you less points on it, and they might give you more points just like if you're super organized. So that was one thing. And then, so that was the first morning, or the first half of the morning. My husband brought me a salad. Super good. Again, I didn't eat a lot of it because I was super nervous. And not even like nervous in the sense, but it's like I just wasn't hungry, and that's like really weird for me because I'm always starving. So the second half of the test was the essay portion. There were 6 essays that were contained in it. Each essay should take about 30 minutes, if not less, but that is the max that they should take, because if they take longer, then you risk not completing all 6 essays that are given to you. So I completed all 6 on time, and it was something that I found that was like a little like unsettling for me personally, is that I'm used to like law school where you go into a specified class. Let's say you go into Civ Pro, right? You know, everything in that essay is going to be on Civ Pro. It's going to be nothing else, right? With these, you don't know, you know, so it's like you have like all these subjects of knowledge, and so you're hit with every single like essay that you could think of, you know, and it's like you don't know what essays are going to be covered on it. So for me, being the perfectionist that I am, my law statements maybe weren't like exact to my outline as I wanted them to be, and for some reason to me I was like, you know, maybe I didn't do as well as I thought I did, but I was like, you know what, like I left feeling good. I gave it my all, and there wasn't a single question where I was stumped and I was like, I know nothing about this. Like, so I will be thankful for that. So that was the end of the first day. I got out of there. So I went in. They wanted us to check in and be there by like 8 or so, depending on how long the lines would be. They wanted us in our seat by 9, and then the test started exactly at 9:30, which is great because I love on-time tests. And then we went home. I had a glass of wine, which even then I was like, no, like, okay, I had like a glass of wine and I was like, okay, no more. Like, I need to get to bed. And I was exhausted at this point. Like, I was just mentally like gone, you know, like I wasn't like zombie state yet, but I was just like, I'm tired, you know. And then I went and sat in the hot tub for a little bit. So that made me super sleepy. So I was able to just knock out. But again, I woke up in the middle of the morning, and then I wasn't really able to get right back to sleep. But I still ended up getting up around like 6 or so. And then that was Wednesday morning. So I ran again, and then I did some like weight work. And then this whole the whole day of Wednesday was multiple choice. So the morning session was actually ran a lot smoother because we already kind of went through the process. We know what was going on. So the first half from 9:30 to 12:30 was 100 multiple choice questions. And then you had your lunch break, which my husband thankfully brought me my stuff again, which I was so happy. I had the same Caesar salad from TGI Fridays. It was really good. And then the second half was 100 more multiple choice, which honestly, like, I was a little baffled because I felt like the morning session went a lot better than the afternoon session. And so a part of me was like, some of these questions are like a lot more difficult than I was anticipating. And I didn't know kind of what to do with that, you know, because it's like, I was taking Adaptabar. So I will say, and I will stick with this, is I used Adaptabar like every single day. I think by the time I took the bar, I finished like almost 2,000 questions, legit 2,000 multiple choice questions. And that's not even like including the ones that I did through my bar prep course. Like I did all of them, and I did as many as I could. And honestly, I would really suggest that, because sometimes like the stuff that you learn by getting a question wrong in the Adaptabar like program is going to teach you something that your outlines didn't contain, which honestly that helped a lot. So get your hands on Adaptabar if you haven't already. And I would really suggest like checking it out, like, or even like they might have a trial, I'm not sure, but I would check that out too, because it helps. I promise it helps. So the format of the questions was very similar to Adaptabar, but they weren't as, I don't want to say like easy. Like I wasn't like, okay, this one is definitely the answer. I was like, okay, like I was down to 2 choices like 60 to 80% of the time. And that is not odds that I wanted. But I was like, okay, well, you know, I did the best I could. I answered to the best of my knowledge. And whenever I was in doubt, I chose the answer that was law, that stated law, that I remembered like in my outline, like, hey, it used these words in my outline. Since I'm down to these 2, I might as well choose this one. And I don't know what it is. There's something about our brain. It's like, I think the questions purposely play to our logic, where like we want to, like, we like words like never or must or any or all. Like, you guys know law, and it's always, it depends. Trust me, if it like, those are like, it's never absolute, like most of the time. So if you're ever in doubt, choose the question that just goes right to the rule of law, and like, or that even if like in your mind you weren't on that like path, like I feel like that would be the better choice. Just me personally. I mean, obviously do whatever you want to do, but that's just like kind of the method that I stuck with, and I felt like more confident about that. So, needless to say, leaving the last day of the test, I wasn't like total zombie, but I was like, what the heck just happened these last 2 days, you know? I didn't know what to expect. And I went in, and I will say that I was not stressed. Like in the moment, like I wasn't stressed for time. I wasn't stressed for anything. I didn't like hyperventilate like I thought I would. Like I think I had built it up so much in my head that it was going to be a certain way. that by the time I got there, I just had this like eerie calm like over me, and I was like, okay, I've studied all this time. I've done everything that I can do at this point, and I have to push forward. And getting super like crazy about the situation like isn't gonna help anyone, you know. So then we came home, and I met with my girlfriends, and we had some wine, and we chatted, and that was like my whole experience. And right now it's like, now it's a waiting game. I won't hear about the details until April or May. So the waiting game begins, and I don't know. I'm excited. So I'm excited to see how it starts, and I don't know, let you guys in on it. But I personally need to do some stuff around the house, so I'll get back to you guys in a bit. Okay, so this is a struggle that I'm dealing with right now. I'm actually going through and clearing out my makeup, and honestly, I know this thing is like filthy disgusting, but I don't even know like where the heck half of these came from. I've actually been swatching lipsticks. That's why my hands are just covered and stuff. But like, I remember when these palettes like were super popular, and now like I just can't see myself parting with it because the colors are so good. But I don't know anymore. That is so funny. Super on sale when I got these. Actually, I think my mom bought these for me. But yeah, either way, that's what I'm up to. Kind of going through these, clearing these things out, and I still got all my makeup in there. I have makeup up there. I have makeup everywhere. Coffee, of course. So I am getting it done today. And this is my trash bag that I'm like working through. Positive thoughts. Hi guys. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm making myself a cup of coffee because I'm getting ready to do a Facebook Live to showcase makeup and all the awesome things that we have going on this month. Don't worry, I'll make sure I tag them below in the video, but I'm probably going to post the video that I'm getting ready to do right now. I was like posting that on my YouTube channel just so you guys can check it out. So that's what I'm getting ready to do, and I will show you guys what I do in the process. Okay, hold on. Yes, all the coffee. Thank you so much. Loving this. Liquid gold. Okay, really quick guys, as you can see, I'm not super high tech. I have all my brushes laid out right here. I have my main makeup right here. I have all my other eye brushes, my liners, lip liners, pencils, anything else I might need to grab out of there. My mirror, hello, and my light. And yeah, so I'm about to get jiggy with this makeup stuff. I also like to keep all my unique palettes in here so it's easy to grab. So yeah, let's get to it. Hey guys, so I just finished doing my makeup video, and this is the look that I came up with. Yes, my light is a little wonky right now, and I apologize for that, but hey, your girl's been out of the game for a little while and she's just getting back into it. So this is my look. Honestly, I'm so happy because I got to use like my new lipstick that I bought, and honestly, I am obsessed with this stuff. I'm going to be wearing it all the time. I'm super excited. So yeah, I just want to get you guys up on that. This is the reality of behind the scenes of doing your makeup on camera. Look at all this mess that I have going on here. Oh, and my light worked good. Yay, it's still alive. Hi. Okay, so just something I want to showcase. So this is a look that I did tonight on my live video, and I love it that we have the option to do this. So you get to shop the look. So I was able to tag and add all of the products that I used in this video. Like obviously like I used other products, but the actual like unique products that I used, I was able to tag that so I could let everyone know like the cost. Like, because sometimes like I don't know about you guys, but like if I'm like curious about something, sometimes I like to go like investigate it myself. So this way, like let's say like you want this, but maybe you don't want this. So you're just like going to be able to come on and look and be like, okay, I can add and remove these things like depending upon what I want to buy by this look. So yes, I just want to add, that was like a super cute feature that they added to this. My current situation. What do you say, guys? Is it time to greet the day? Get some breakfast? Yeah?
Good morning.
Okay, so today has been a pretty, I guess you would say, eventful, productive morning so far. I woke up, as you guys saw, with my puppies, and so I'm going to the gym on lunch, and then I was able to get some of my tax stuff taken care of, primarily dealing with like my student loans and everything, because we all love when those come due. So I dealt with that, and then I did a call with a customer. She wanted to order some makeup, and I personally like to chat, if possible, with someone over the phone or like on Messenger, just because I really want to get an idea of what the customer is looking for. And it's easier than messaging sometimes. So if they're just like, yeah, I need a mascara, I'm like, okay, so I can shoot that through pretty quick. And then I also mailed out a lot of mascaras to my customers all over the country. So it's kind of funny because like I've been with the company for so long that every place that I've moved, I've gained customers. So it's like I'm still shipping back to Oregon, I'm shipping back to Michigan, delivering here now that I'm back in New York. So it's been pretty cool. So I got my Americano going, and I think I'm going to brainstorm more on some business ideas that I have going on. So stay tuned for that. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this video short right now just so I can upload this so you guys can let me know what you think. And if you have any video recommendations for me or any sort of like requests that you want me to film, please let me know. And on that note, I will see you guys soon. Bye.